Hello,
Hi.
how are you today?
I'm
Okay. Do you remember
good.
what did we learn in the last lesson?
What?
What
Can
did
you
we learn? What did we learn in the last lesson?
we learn about the we learn about the products and a price.
The what? Can you say louder?
We learn the speaking products and price.
The speaking, you mean the price of the products. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember any vocabularies?
Um. Uh. Is cash, change, credit card, um, KPIN, receipt, and bill.
So we have credit card, debit card, cash, PIN, change, a lot of vocabularies related to the technology. Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, that's pretty good. Now I'm gonna share my screen now. Can you see my share screen?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, can you see it now?
Yes, I can.
Okay, good. Okay, so we're gonna move to the last part of Unit 7, which is writing. Today we're gonna learn how to write narrative. Okay. So this is gonna be the last lesson of Unit 7, and after that we're gonna have the test on maybe on Thursday if we finish this lesson, or maybe on Saturday if we haven't and we don't finish this one.
Yeah.
Okay. So try to finish this one, and on Thursday we're gonna do the test. Now, first of all, let's look at some photos here. So we have phone. We have, what is it? Is it like, it is like the key, the key lock, the lock of the, the door. Yes, and this is like, what do we call this one? This is like the cashier, or the, let me check this. Wait a minute. Remember exactly the name. Yeah, it is the cash register. Exactly the name of this one is the cash register. Okay. Now look at the photos here and try to answer these questions. So the first question is, do you have a PIN, a personal identification number for your phone?
No, I don't.
Why? You don't have the phone? Do you have the phone?
No, yes, I have.
But you don't have the personal identification number.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know any other situations that people need a PIN? In which situations that people will need PIN?
Mm, no.
No? Do you know when the credit card, when we want to, take the money from the ATM, we have our own PIN, and we're gonna press the personal identification number so that we can take the money out of the ATM. So in the credit card, everyone has their own PIN. Okay, the credit card is like this. Like you save money, you save the money in the credit card. Do you think it's easy to remember the personal identification number? Do you think it's easy to remember, or it's hard to remember?
It's easy to remember.
It's easy to remember?
Yeah.
Okay. I think because I have to use a lot of technology devices like the credit card, the phone, the laptop, or like the app, or no, like the debit card. So I have to use different pins. So I have to note it down, so that I can't remember. It has a lot of different kinds of pins. It may be my birthday, it may be my favorite person's birthday, or it may be my like a random number. So it's really hard for me to remember a lot of numbers like that. So I have to note down. So I think if you find it easy to remember, I think we use the same pin for all the technology devices. So that is the first one, the wombat activity, just asking and answering some questions. Okay, move on to the next one, which is the grammar part. Now we're gonna learn the adverbs. Do you know what adverbs mean?
Adverb is
Adverbs are the words that formed by adding "ly" to an adjective. So we have the adjective slow. If we want to change it into adverb, we're gonna add "ly" after the adjective. Slow into slowly, dangerous into dangerously. Okay.
Yeah.
Some adverbs are the same as the adjective. For example, we have the early. Early is an adjective, but
Yeah.
but early is also an adverb. Okay, so we don't add early, just early. It can be both attractive and adverb. We have fast. Okay, we don't use fastly, just fast for both adjective and adverb. We have hard. We don't use hardly because hardly it is another word which has a different meaning. Okay, we have late and late. So early, fast, hard, and late can be both adjectives and adverbs. But remember, don't use hardly and lately, especially. Okay, so it is that they are the different words. Now the adverb is related to the adjective good is well. Okay, the one is different. Good is an adjective, but the adverb of good is well. For example, she is she's good at drawing, but if you want to change it into adverb, we're gonna say she draws very well. Okay, we don't say she draws very good, but she draws very well. And she is good at drawing. Okay, that is the different point. So we use adverbs in two main ways. The first one, we use it to describe a particular verb or an action. For example, she shouted angrily. Okay, so the adverb stands after the verb. She shouted angrily. She drew very well. So the adverb gonna stand after the verbs. Okay, can you give me some examples of this situation? Can you give me some example?
He speaks well.
She speaks. Yeah.
Từ speak trong adverb đọc sau. Speak. Câu từ speak trong adverb đọc sau.
Yes. Can you say again?
Từ speak trong adverb thì đọc sau.
The big drum adverb.
Cái từ big trong ẩn thức mình đọc sai.
So we have big, you mean big? Just we don't say bigly. We don't have that word. So just say, you mean loudly? She speaks loudly. Because we don't have bigly. Okay, we don't have the word big and bigly. Do you mean she speaks English very loud? Loudly? Do you mean cô ấy nói rất là lớn? You mean that?
Yeah.
We say loudly. Okay, we don't say bigly. Loudly. She speaks loudly. Okay. And the second situation is to describe a situation or an event in general. For example, sadly, he didn't pass the head exams. Or luckily, I passed the exam. Or unluckily, I didn't pass the exam. Okay, like for example, it is an event. We're gonna put the adverb in front of the sentence, like luckily I passed the exam. Okay. Or unfortunately I lost my key. Okay, so I lost my key and I passed an exam is like a situation. So we're gonna put the adverb in front of the sentence. Unluckily, I lost my key, or unfortunately, I failed the exam. Okay. Can you give me one example of this situation?
Happily, I got a good point.
I got
Points.
I got coupon. I got coupons. You mean coupons like the voucher?
Là điểm tốt.
Good points. Oh my god. I have got good points. I got good points. Okay. Oh my god, I can't hear what you're saying. It's really unclear. So I need to turn off the volume a little bit. Okay. Remember to speak loud. Okay? Speak louder. Okay. So here the next one we have the time expressions. So what is the time expression? Time expressions are the words that express the time. For example, yesterday is the time expression. Last week, last weekend, tomorrow, or last summer, last holiday, last vacation, last month, last year are the time expressions. Okay? Here we have some time expressions for setting the scene, like a week feels ago, a few months ago, last weekend, on a one day last summer, recently, sometime last year. So these are the time expressions for the setting the scene. And these are the time expressions for ordering events, like at that moment, a few months later, afterwards, in the end, the next day, later, and then, like for ordering the events. Finish?
Okay.
Okay. Now move on to the first task, the main task here. So we have the text look locked out. So we have the text here, and I want you to read the text and tell me, why did the phone become locked when Emily entered her PIN? Okay, now can you read the text for me, please? Can you read for me? I want you to read out loud. Yeah, read out loud.
Okay. A few months ago, I went out for the evening with my friend Susie. We planned to have a good pizza. We planned to have a pizza at the cafe in town. My dad kindly took us there in his car. I can come and get you. My dad said, but don't call it too late. We had a very nice meet at the cafe. Afterwards, I tried to call my dad. I entered my PIN, but the phone didn't accept it. I got an error, error message. I tried again, but the same things happened. This is strange. I say I tried a third time. Unfortunately, the phone became locked. I couldn't use it. Don't worry, Emily, you can use my phone. Thanks, Susie. Amazingly, the same thing happened to her. She tried 3 times, but the pin was wrong and her phone became locked too. I told very hard, and then I remembered something. We had the same type on our phone. You you got my phone and I've got yours. I say we swapped it by accident. That's why the PIN numbers were were wrong. Luckily, we saw a boy from our class in the cafe and told him about our problem. He lent, he lent me his phone and I called my dad. So we got home safely in the end, but our phones were locked for 3 days.
Okay, so after reading the text, do you know the answer? Why did the phone become locked when Emily entered her PIN?
Uh, um, because uh, because Emily got got her friend got phone her friend
So
and
and
and her friend got Emily phone.
so they swapped the phone by accident. So we have the word swap. Okay, they swapped their phone by accident, and Emily entered the PIN 3 times so that it locked. Okay,
Uh,
so do you have you ever experienced any problems like this? Like you and your friends swap your your phones by accident, so that, but you didn't notice that, and then you came home and you entered the pin and it's locked. Have you ever experienced this situation?
okay. I remember no.
No. That, that's good. I hope no. Okay, now we have the same text here, and can you find for me 5 adverbs ending in "ly" in the model text, and find 2 adverbs that have the same form as the adjective? You finished?
Maybe for 1 minute.
Okay. You're not finished yet? Okay, try to find the adverbs is right there. Think it's easy. You think it's difficult?
No.
Okay, just have some more minutes to find. We're gonna wait for you.
Okay. I'm done.
Okay, so what are the 5 adverbs ending in "ly" in the model text?
It's kindly,
Kindly,
unfortunately,
unfortunately, here,
luckily,
luckily, luckily here. Anything else?
amazingly,
Amazingly. Anything else?
and safely.
And safely. Okay, so these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 adverbs ending in "ly" in this text. Okay, can you find 2 adverbs that have the same form as the adjective?
This is late,
Late, too late, and
in and hot,
hard. Okay, just let me try to find the word hard here. Okay, so we have 2 adverbs that have the same form as the adjective and 5 adverbs ending with "ly" in this text. Okay, so other adverbs use 1 or use 2?
other actors use
1 is here and 2 is here. So which adverbs used in the first situation and which adverb is used in the second situation?
the actors use one kindly
Kindly
or and late
and late. Okay,
and hot
and hard. That's right. So kindly, late, and hard are going to be used in describing a particular action. Okay, so the rest of the words are amazingly, unfortunately, luckily, and what? Oh, do you have safely? Safely in 1 or 2?
in hopefully in one.
Safely in 1. Okay, so we have amazingly, fortunately, and luckily are in the second situation. Okay, they describe an event. Good. Now here we have the writing strategy. I think we are going to look at these writing strategy and try to discover the strategy, but not doing this one. Okay, I think we're gonna do this one in the next lesson. It will be much easier for you because in the next lesson you will write your own story. Okay, it's quite long. You have to write your own story, use time expressions, use some direct speech, and some adverbs as well. So I want you to spend more time in the next lesson to write your own story. Okay, so just try to understand this writing strategy. So in this strategy, they said that try to include some direct speech when you write a narrative. Okay, put quotation marks around the words that the speaker speaks. Put a comma, question mark, or exclamation mark before the closing quotation marks. For example, these are the quotation marks. Okay, because we are learning how to write a narrative, so we need to use the quotation marks and the question mark, the exclamation mark, like the conversation in the past. Okay, so like this is the quotation mark, and you use it as the words of the first speaker. Who are you? I ask. Okay, this is the quotation mark. The exclamation mark is this one. This is the exclamation mark. Okay. Okay. The question mark is this. This is the question mark. This is the comma. The comma is here. And this is the quotation mark. So when we want to write a narrative, we have to use the direct speech, and we use the quotation marks, the comma, the question mark, or exclamation mark to show that these are the words of the speaker, not us. Okay? Like we write a narrative, tức là chúng ta viết một đoạn văn kể chuyện thì mình sẽ phải viết cái đoạn văn đấy theo lời kể của người khác. Tức là ngày hôm qua thì bố tôi nói là thì phải hai chấm mở ngoặc kép, thì phải là trích lời của bố, chứ không thể chúng ta trích lời của chúng ta được, đúng không? Bởi vì đây là một đoạn văn kể chuyện mà, đúng không? Mình sẽ không thể dùng lời của mình mà mình sẽ dùng những lời của những nhân vật trong đấy. You understand that?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is some strategy, like some notable feature that you need to note down when you want to write a narrative. Okay, so in the next lesson, we're gonna try to finish and try to write your own narrative story. Okay? Okay, so that's this for today. Do you have any questions for the writing lesson?
No.
Okay. If you don't have any question, we will end our lesson today. Okay. Okay, see you next time and goodbye.
Okay, see you too.